ways to kind of shave some money off that. Could you go over a little bit of what the Senate Republicans have proposed with that fund and how that would save the state some money?
Well, we start from the premise that state government has to cut, that there's no way to get out of the hole that we're in, even with the tax increase in place, unless we do significant cuts. And so what we identified is a plan that offered a menu of $6.7 billion in possible cuts if we could get in the neighborhood of $5 billion. So we don't need to adopt all of those, we just put them out as ideas. We could actually begin to dig the state out of the hole and allow us to keep the promise to taxpayers that this tax increase would be temporary. So we laid out a number of different options. The local government distributive fund was about one of those in the menu of options that we could look at.
But that's on the table, right, as a possible cut?
As a possible cut. Right.
One of the selections out of that menu could be that?
It could be that. It could be the local government distributive fund at what we suggested was $300 million. It could be $150 million. The idea here was to pick off the menu of options a package to get to $5 billion in cuts.
I've been talking to like the municipal league and some areas, and they say we were responsible during this time. It was the state who wasn't. Why should we bear the brunt of that? A response to that?
Well, you know, there has been a tremendous amount of mismanagement under the Democratic rule for the last 10 years, and we are in a terrible hole. Now, the fact of the matter is our human services providers haven't done anything wrong. The school districts haven't done anything wrong, but the fact of the matter is we've got to make cuts, and it's going to have to be a shared sacrifice.
Governor Quinn has come out with his own proposal whereby he would withhold, among other things, he would withhold some of these distributive funds until the legislature either passes some form of general obligation bonding or some new revenue, or comes up with some combination of ways to immediately pay down this $4.5 billion of backlog. Has his office communicated with you about this at all?
First off, he has not shared that proposal with us. I've read about it in the media, and that is the extent to which I know of it.
Well, as far as what you've been able to hear or glean from reports in the media, is that something you could get behind, or is, as some other people in your party have said, is borrowing just a non-starter for you guys?
Well, first off, I am really annoyed by this tactic of we're going to hold somebody hostage until the General Assembly does something. That is not the way to solve this problem. The governor hasn't had a single leaders meeting since the day after his budget address, and if he really wants to solve the problem, I would suggest that he call everyone together and make a good faith effort to negotiate, not just to say it's my way or someone's going to be punished. That's just wrong.
So as far as the borrowing aspect of that, no go, no matter what?
Not under these circumstances. Now, I have always said that within the context of a comprehensive plan, one that digs the state out of this hole over time and allows the tax increase to sunset the way it was advertised, if borrowing needs to be a part of that, we would think about it. But these kinds of tactics are nowhere close to what needs to happen.
So what you're saying is maybe if we consider some serious cuts and sit down at the table and really hash this out, maybe, but right now is the way it's going.
Exactly, and that's what we've said all along. We want to solve the problem, and we are making a good faith effort to do that. We took a lot of risk by putting out a lot of specifics, but we have yet to see real serious engagement by the other side.